Hi, everybody. Welcome to another little moment with the Love Tribe by Carla B, as they know me. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to click like, share, and also subscribe. Subscribe to my channel, subscribe and be a part of the tribe, and get you some good mental health on the go. Okay. I want to talk about something today, something that I think everybody loves to know they have, but they just are not aware of it. But before we get there, I'm going to play my cute little tune for you. Here we go. Love Tribe. Now, why did I call a channel Love Tribe? Because I didn't want to necessarily assign it or assimilate it to me as a person. I have many different pieces of content and different guests that are going to be coming on through the time. So yeah, Love Tribe, because I feel like there's certain things in life that if we analyze them from a place of love, if we analyze them from a place of like that particular perspective, everything is like so much easier to handle, to deal with, to fix. So today I want to talk about specifically the power of choice. I'm gonna put my shades, my glasses back on. I wear the glasses because it's better, because I look smarter. No, it shields me from the glare, and doesn't like blind and make me lose my train of thought. Okay, so what do I want to talk about today when it comes to power of choice? There's a couple of things related to that I feel like people have lost their wits lately, and they have lost their ability to understand that they have the power of choice in their life. What does that mean? Everything comes down to choice. Every single thing. There's no such thing as like, you know, you're powerless when it comes to your life. There's no such thing. It's not real. And I'm going to explain why. There are some concepts related to how you live your life and how you build your relationships that you are 100% in power of, as far as giving, not giving, partaking in, not partaking in, starting with respect, trust, loyalty, compassion, consideration, love. All of those are choices, guys. All of those are choices. That means that you can choose to put them into action or not to put them into action. There's no such thing as someone earning that from you, because the concept of you can earn trust, for instance, and I've said this to some people, some very close people, students of mine, clients I've life coached. The concept that you can earn something to get it, right, means that if you lose it again, you can work for it to earn it again. But here's the thing, if that is the case, then why is it that when someone does something to break your trust, it's very hard for them to earn it again from you? Like, you're not going to be able to trust them the same way. Even if they work, I don't know, a year, 2 years to try to build that trust again, you're not going to trust them the same way deep down. If that were the case, we wouldn't have so many relationships and marriages that just break apart because trust is just destroyed. There are certain things when it comes to relationships that cannot be earned. They are fully and solely based on choice. Now, you may say, well, then what's the point of courting someone? What's the point of chasing something? You're not doing that to earn those things from a person. You're doing that in a way to show up for that person in ways that that person has never had that done before, so they can make that choice. When we're in relationships, whether it be friendships, whether it be of a romantic nature, whether it be of family related, we don't do things to earn those levels. We do them, and we're made to believe that we're doing it to earn that. But really why we do them is because innately, deep within us, in our spirit, we feel like it's what needs to be done. It's just what needs to be done. You don't have to be asked to respect somebody. You don't have to be asked or told to be considerate and compassionate to somebody. If in life you have difficulty choosing to be respectful and compassionate, then life is going to very quickly humble you to the point where you're going to understand what the lack of that is, so that you know how to apply it much better going forward. It does that to the best of us. So let's talk about, I mentioned a couple of them. Let's talk about, I'll go into trust again. You don't earn trust. You choose to give trust. Nobody can earn your trust. You're choosing to trust people. You're choosing to develop a bond with them with the sole intention of believing in them. The belief we have in someone is what allows us to trust them. Also, we believe in them not just in terms of like what they say, but we believe in them based on what they do. Trust comes as a choice built from watching and observing what someone does. Choice is not something that is earned. Society has people believing that in relationships you have to earn things, because society is all about complicating the most simple form of relationships, or of what's a relationship. Society wants to complicate it because society is not built right now to help nurture and grow family. Society is not built right now to bring women and men together as a couple to build a family. Society is not even built, even when it comes to same-sex marriages. The divorce rate for same-sex marriages has increased in the last 3 years than ever before. And one might say, well, that's because they're legally allowed to do it now. Yeah. It still shows the same ratio when it comes to heterosexual divorces. Like, it's the same thing. They're still getting divorced, right? Why? Because society is not built to keep people together. Society is built to keep people as individuals so that they can easily be manipulated and feel like they are powerless to make choices. So you can choose to trust somebody. If they break it, you can choose to not trust them again. It's kind of hard to trust them again because they've already shown you a reason why it's broken. So hence, it's a choice, because then you're going to be like, no, I'm not going to give it again. The same thing goes with respect. You choose to respect individuals. You don't have to be told to respect another human. You don't. You're not going to give different levels of respect to different people based on the category or title they hold in life. Although humanity has been known to do that, it's still your choice to do it or not. It's your choice as an individual to respect a janitor the same way you respect the CEO, or you respect the principal or the director or the person that's a secretary or receptionist. It is your choice to enact those levels of respect at a category or at a level that is always, high. I will speak for myself. I treat every single person that I encounter that has a moment to be in my presence or in my life, I treat them with the utmost respect just by choice alone. It does not matter what position they hold, who they are. I always treat individuals better than myself because I feel like that's just what I want to do. It's my choice to do that. It's so much more beautiful to help a person or give a person that feeling than to do the opposite. So respect is a choice. Loyalty is a choice. And loyalty is not what people think either. A lot of people think loyalty is like not cheating. Loyalty is just sticking to one base or whatever. No, in terms of relationships and psychology, loyalty has to do with the desire or the will to be there just because you want to be there. Loyalty has to do with just wanting to be present for that person, for that moment, for that situation, because that's just what you want to do. Loyalty has nothing to do with the moment of cheating or being unfaithful. Society, again, connects these terms to things to kind of brainwash us into believing that we don't have the power of choice. But you have the power of choosing to be loyal. When you choose to be more present at an event for your kid than work, you're choosing the loyalty of your relationship with your son or daughter or family over loyalty to your job, which is superficial and can replace you tomorrow. When you are choosing, for instance, to help a colleague at work You're choosing to help them out, despite maybe you're slightly tired or mentally exhausted from whatever from the day. You're choosing to be loyal to that colleague. Why are you choosing to be loyal to that colleague? Because you care about them. It's a choice. You can easily say no, just like you say yes, you know? So loyalty has to do with wanting to be there just because you want to be there. Like, you just want to be there, you know? As a matter of fact, loyalty is one of the pieces of the trifecta needed to enact the next choice I'm going to talk about. Love is a choice. You know, that's another concept that in society is like, oh, I'm falling in love. You know, I'm falling in love. I just fell in love. I met this guy. I fell in love with him. He's so amazing. You just might meet someone like that and you could feel that way, but love is not something you fall into because, again, culture, trends, right? And culture have us believing that love is something you fall into because if you fall into it, you need help getting out of it. So people try to avoid needing help getting out of falling into love by trying to stay in relationships sometimes that honestly should end because they're like, oh my God, I fell in love with this person. I can't just break apart. I won't know how to pick myself up. You don't fall in love. No, you don't. You may feel weak when you're with someone or next to someone that gets you that excited about, you know, emotional and sharing, physical chemistry, you know, mental chemistry even. You may get weak. Yeah, you do, but you don't fall, guys. And I'm laughing because this is something I dealt with so many times in coaching people. You don't fall in love, you choose to love. You choose to love. Think of the concept of new parents when a baby is born. They don't have to fall in love with their child. They choose to love their child. Even a woman, when she finds out she's pregnant, yes, she's pregnant for 9 months, but it's not a 9-month trajectory to falling in love with her baby that's going to be born. She chooses to love that baby and to keep the baby. It's a choice. Love is a choice. You know, when Jesus was on earth, he chose to show love to people. He could have equally condemned, you know, as perfect as he was, but he chose love. He could have also punished or, you know, enacted whatever other behavior necessary at the time, but he chose love. He chose to show love, to be an embodiment of love, right? So love is a choice. So next time you look at someone that you care about or you consider getting into a relationship, you need to remember that love is a choice. Love is not a feeling you fall into because feelings are deceitful and they're like waves in the ocean. They're here today and tomorrow they're not at the same intensity. So what are you going to do when the intensity tomorrow of that love is not as strong? Are you going to say you fell out of love? It's one of the reasons why divorce rates have increased over the last decade is because people get married. They have this concept that they fell in love with someone. And then as time goes on, you know, marriage is not the excitement of the I fell in love. Marriage is work. It's dedication. It's also a choice to stay. Marriage is a choice to stay. And that choice to stay comes from a choice of being respectful, a choice of trusting, and a choice of loyalty, you know? So love is a choice as well. You choose to love others, you know? Even when someone hurts you, you still, you can choose to love them or not. So there's no such thing as falling in love. That is a secular concept created by culture from the trend, the romantic trend that they try to push on people, which only ends up making you feel like you're helpless because you don't know how to get up if you fell, you know, especially when you're dealing with abstract situations like love. You can't see love, you know, you can't touch love. It's just, it's a feeling, yes, but it's a feeling connected to how you move with other people. It's a feeling connected with how you choose to behave with others. It's not a feeling you fall into. Okay. So we talked about trust, loyalty, respect, and love. Now let's talk about compassion. You know, compassion seems to be a really hard concept for society right now. I mean, even what's happening all over the world, wars that are taking place, they're all a result of humans not understanding how to be compassionate, you know? Now, I don't think I don't think I'm a perfect human being, but I can definitely say that my cultural upbringing, I was brought up in Portugal. I was brought up in a farm in rural Portugal. I grew up making wine, and I had the example of like amazing grandparents that were really, really good and compassionate with their neighbors, with others around them. They were helpful. They shared their wealth. That's another thing. I got to see my grandfather always sharing his wealth. So I understand the value of compassion. Compassion actually generates a domino effect of good luck, not just for you, but for your loved ones. And compassion is a choice, because just like you could, you could choose to charge somebody for services, you can also choose to give it to them as a discount price when you recognize that they're going through a difficult time, when they're struggling. I had this episode in my life where I needed legal assistance. I needed legal counsel for quite some time. And there were moments where I expressed to the lawyer, I have to pick between paying you or buying groceries and putting gas in my car and paying bills. The lawyer is a free agent in a way. It was still his choice to either give me the full bill as it was or give me a discount. Of course, he chose to give me the full bill. And I don't, hold ill will against him. I think that, you do what you have to do, but it's a choice. At times that I've life coached people, and let's say I have 8 sessions with a client, right? That's like one session a month, because some people are really busy. They can only see me once a month. And that's in-person session, right? 8 sessions. So 8 months, 1 session a month to kind of touch base. Other people, the 8 sessions is like once a week. So it depends. I usually do 8 sessions at a time. And there have been times where, in order to actually have, for instance, a client really trust my judgment and trust my breakdown, I don't charge for certain sessions, so that they can actually put into practice what I'm asking them to do and see the results. Because I try to enact that whole feeling of choosing to trust me, as opposed to just paying me for a service and listening to what I have to say, but not really putting it into practice. When you don't charge someone and you're asking them to do something for you, which is really in turn for them, they are more inclined to want to do it, because they recognize that you're also committing yourself to it. And that's a choice. You didn't have to do it. You could have just charged the money for it. So these are choices. Compassion is a choice. I brought up the example with the client. Why? Because it's a form of compassion. My desire to see them do well and have better mental health is a lot more valuable than my desire to have the money. Of course, the money is great, but it doesn't sit right with you. You can choose different, is what I'm trying to tell you. So why not choose different? Like, who is telling you can't choose different? That's one example. So another example that compassion is a choice is like, in life, when you're walking about your day, observe what's around you. Take some time moving forward after you watch this clip to really observe the everyday around you. What can you do to just put into practice something compassionate? If it's talking more loving to people, if it's just acknowledging other people that normally you just walk by and not even say a hello to, whatever it is, just put it into practice. You know why? Because when you choose compassion, when you choose acts of compassion, it actually boosts your mood by 50 to 60% towards the positive side. It's great for your mental health. You activate those endorphins, because the reaction you get, the physical reaction you get or you give your body when you choose gratitude, compassion, when you choose positive moves like that, according to Dr. Newberg and his book, How God Changes the Brain, those positive actions that you take, those positive attitudes, they definitely help to balance the frontal lobe with your limbic system. You're more capable, you get to a point where you become capable of balancing your emotions with your logic. And that's great, because you don't want your emotions to be the cause of your decisions or to be the GPS route that you take. Because emotions are, again, fleeting. They're here today in a particular way, and tomorrow they're completely different based on, again, your feelings. So that's another reason why compassion is a great choice to make. I know that it's hard. I know that life can give you stresses and things like that just cause those negative weights on you. I get it. But when you choose these more positive ways of compassion, it does help to lessen the burden and the weight of stress and aggravation. It really, really does. And it does turn your day around. So compassion is a choice. Consideration is also a choice. You know, I know we're busy. We have life sometimes that doesn't even allow us to sit down to dinner or lunch with our loved ones regularly. But again, consideration. Consider trying to wait for others when it comes to dinner at home, for instance, or something that revolves around consideration where you're waiting for another person, or you give as much importance to another person in a situation or a meeting or a get together as you do to yourself and everybody else. Or let someone else go before you. Go first. You know, let them take your turn. Consideration. Consideration is so much better. Consideration, when you're considerate to others, you can almost manifest the impossible for yourself in a good way. I'm not talking about bad manifestations. I'm talking about good. So these are all things that are choices. When you start to enact these choices in your life, when you start to actually put into practice these particular ways of being in your attitude, in your personality, you know, what does that mean? I can choose to be loving. I can choose to be respectful. I can choose to trust. I can choose loyalty. I can choose consideration. I can choose compassion. When you recognize that you're choosing these, it's very easy for you then to recognize how powerful your choices, your ability to choose is. And that is key to you developing the mental strength to have the internal confidence that you need to walk tall, to walk proud of yourself, but not proud where you think you're higher than others, but proud of the self that you are, you know, proud of the life and the person you are in the life you have today. Because my biggest motto is love your life today, like love your life now, you know, and how can you do that? How can you start loving your life now? Start making those choices. Start taking those items I just mentioned, respect, love, loyalty, trust, compassion, consideration. Take them as your power to choose to do or not to do. Do not allow anyone else to manipulate you into a different option. And then you are fooled into believing that you are more powerful because you're taking an option against them, for instance, or you're doing something out of revenge. Because then you're going to have a difficult time with the last one I want to talk about. And the last one I want to talk about is the forgiveness one. You have the choice to forgive. And yes, forgiveness, it's not a one and done move. Forgiveness is a process. Out of all of the ones I've mentioned, it is the only one that is a process. It takes longer because you can forgive, you know, let's say you have 10 items from a person you have to forgive them for, right? You can forgive them for 5. You know, very quickly. The other 5, it might take, you know, a few months to a few years. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Forgiveness is a process, but you can still choose to do it. How do you choose to forgive? And how do I know I'm making the choice to forgive? Well, if you can think about those things, even if it's with sadness and some pain, but you no longer have the feeling or desire of revenge. You don't have the feeling or desire, or you notice the lack of resentment, or it does not weigh on you as heavy anymore. You know, it does take time, but it does involve you choosing to do it every time it comes to your mind, to just tell yourself, I choose to forgive. I choose to forgive. I don't want to be stuck in that. I choose to forgive. I wish them the best. It's a choice, and choosing that is way better. And one of the biggest reasons why people struggle with forgiveness as a choice is because they're not doing the other ones. All the other items I mentioned before this, it's kind of like when you go to the gym and you want to get to like the heaviest weights, you want to start deadlifting, you know, 200 pounds. You can't do that. That forgiveness, for forgiveness is like that. You can't just go right into forgiveness and everything's done good and over and now you're great. No, you have to put the others into practice. The other items I mentioned are like 5 weights, 5 pounds, 10-pound weights that you could incorporate to your exercises and you could do really well. And then it gets to the point where forgiveness as a choice is more streamlined. It flows better. Okay. So it's very important that you keep in mind all of the things I mentioned, they're not singular in themselves. What does that mean? Trust, love, compassion, consideration, loyalty, respect. They're not singular. They exist together within you, within your character as a choice. you know, and they come together to assist you in making the choice to forgive. So the next time you find yourself struggling to forgive someone, struggling to forgive a situation, a family, a scenario, look at the other items. Look at trust. Look at loyalty. Look at respect, consideration, compassion in your life. Just look at them. Analyze, reflect with yourself. Are you really putting those into practice? Are you choosing them? Are you choosing to be that way? If the answer is no, then it's time to start, so that forgiveness can then be the final, the final rock that you tackle, and you could tackle it easier. If those others are items that you are doing, then tackle forgiveness. Tackle those items that are still there in your mind, in your heart, that are affecting you, that you need to forgive. Carrying it with you is not beneficial. It really does weigh on your mind. It weighs on your energy. It changes your frequency. So another reason why understanding that all of these that I've mentioned to you guys are choices is so that you are in control of your frequency, not the world, not other people, not circumstances, you. And when you have harnessed the ability to put these choices into practice in your life, guess what? There is one thing that you will have for sure, and that is peace. Because peace is a perspective that comes from your choices. Choices of what? Choice to be respectful, choice to be compassionate, choice to be loyal, to be trusting, choice to be loving, choice to be forgiving. When you could put those into play, let me tell you, peace, it's not even a walk away. It's not even a step away. It's literally already in you. Okay? So, I hope this is helpful. I wanted to be quick. I'm going to come on here on my channel and give you like these quick little mini podcasts of coaching tidbits that you could play and replay again. Leave a comment. Let me know what you've struggled with. Get in touch with me. Check the Show More section. If you need life coaching, I'm here for you. If you just need help with, a particular thing in your life, you can message me. You can leave a comment. You can go on my Instagram and DM me. I've had some people already contact me via that, and I'm so appreciative. And I love you so much for watching. I love you for being a part of my channel. Something that I just wanted to start doing and offer some of my life coaching content a little bit more, for free and accessible, so that you don't have to necessarily meet with me, but definitely just to get you started on that path, better mental health, so you can get better physical health, better spiritual health, because deep down we need all of these three in order to achieve the better life, the better me that you want, the better me that I want to be. Thank you so much. I love you. Please like, please comment, and please subscribe and join my tribe, the Love Tribe with Carla B. Here's the outro. Love Tribe. Thank you so much for watching.